Alright, so we're at the exterior of the home. I'm actually at the right exterior. Going to take a quick video on kind of the right and the front exterior. Overall, the exterior of the home seems to be in pretty good condition. I do have some kind of routine maintenance repairs that I'll talk about in the report. Minor separations at the butt joints and little caulking and sealing and painting maintenance issues. Nothing too serious. There are no gutters around the sides and the back of the home, or at least on the sides, excuse me. So I really recommend that you invest in some gutters at all roof slopes where they're currently absent. I'll be making a separate video on the pool and its related equipment. It certainly looks like there are some obvious issues just kind of generally looking at it, but I'll make a separate video when I get around to inspecting that. There's some areas on the fencing that are kind of worn out and not in great condition, so I'll talk about some routine repairs with like fencing and such. The foundation is sitting up nice and tall. I haven't really seen any signs of heavy cracking or past issues. There are a couple corner pops at some of the corners of the foundation that I do recommend get sealed up. Lots of caulking and sealing, caulking around all the vent caps, caulking all the brick control joints. So we'll talk about all those kind of routine maintenance issues. The homeowners installed a mosquito misting system. This isn't really something that's included in my report. So I do recommend you talk to them and see. Typically these things are under service contract, so maybe the homeowner can give you some information on that system. I do recommend that you arrange for a different type of electrical setup though. You can see how it's just like an extension cord that's running from the outlet over here that's serving this unit. You're really not supposed to use extension cord for fixed wiring, permanent appliances such as this. And then you can see the cover missing, from that outlet, which, can leave it exposed to nuisance tripping. Caulking and sealing around all the penetrations. This is a transformer for the low voltage landscape lighting. There again, that's not really something that's included in my report. All the AC condenser units seem to be the original units. I'll have all the information of these equipment in the report. I do recommend that you consider replacement of the insulation that's kind of worn out on all those refrigerant lines. So right now it's just looking like routine maintenance. Irrigation control here and vacuum breaker. Everything seems pretty good with that assembly. A little bit of corrosion, but nothing serious. Over here at the gas entrance, I'm noticing some pretty heavy corrosion around the gas line penetration, and then even on the fitting. So I do recommend that you recoat this gas line assembly to avoid any further corrosion. And then it looks like they have installed a gas line with a copper line, which really is not supposed to be used on natural gas assemblies due to its nature of becoming corroded as a result of those things. So I'm going to have a note about that copper line in the report as well. Some more caulking and sealing at the brick control joints. Electrical entrance looks good. You got your main water entrance coming in here. The insulation's pretty torn up. You might want to redo that insulation. Missing some of the anti-siphon devices from the hose valves, and then a little bit of leaking around some of those valve stems as well. Moving around towards the front of the home, like I said, overall not too bad. You got lots of faded paint on the trim and areas of the home, some pretty heavy separations of the caulking and stuff. So really just kind of some caulking and painting and routine maintenance. You can see some heavy rusting on the steel lintels. So nothing too severe, but certainly something you want to go ahead and take care of before it continues to deteriorate and cause any bigger issues. But I'm not really seeing any big heavy cracks on the brick or anything like that that would indicate some type of structural issue. It's really just kind of paint, caulking, and routine maintenance issues. Moving around towards the front of the property, a couple of the downspouts are missing from some of these gutters, so I do recommend some extensions or some elbows at least on these gutters to help divert that water away from the structure. You can see, like I said, the rusting of the lintels, some areas that are kind of open and need caulked and sealed. And then even it does look like you have some windows that have compromised seals. You can see those kind of dots on those windows there. That's an indication that the seal has become compromised on that window glass. And I'm seeing it here at the front right. I'm seeing it at several of the windows, up above the entryway. So you're going to want to talk to a window company, come out and take a look at that. Typically when that happens, you have to replace the glass, so you got some pretty specialized pieces of glass that might be fairly costly for you. Some caulking and sealing around light fixtures, some light bulbs that are absent. So all these kind of routine maintenance things will be in the report for you. Moving around towards the front left, just kind of some more of the same issues with heavy rusting of the lintels, fading of the paint, and routine repair and maintenance items. And I believe that's just about it for the front. Some erosion around some of the gutter downspouts, so I do recommend that you consider you know, directing that water out and away. And then, like I said, no gutters on the side of the home. And all these issues will be described for you in your inspection report.